G'day, good morning and good evening. My name's Craig Whitney. I'm the founder of Next Level Coaching and your host to the Legacy Forge podcast. Excellence in just being. Today's episode. It's a very special episode, this one, because along this journey, we've gone down the descent of the Arete Method. We started what was the Arete Method, which is Greek. Yeah, it's a Greek term, A-R-E-T-E. Excellence in just being. Right? For those who are just joining, perfect. Go back a few episodes and then catch up on this model and draw this model out as each episode goes through each layer. Okay? Or thank you for joining now. To get the full grasp of this, go back and listen to the previous layers. So we start over what Arete model was. And hey, like and subscribe. Jump on YouTube for the video, like on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Right. So then we moved into legacy, right, which is basically what's your outcome, yeah? Leadership, dominion, your influence, identity. This is a really powerful one. Who are you when you're not watching? And we looked at values and beliefs, Aksha and Diosha, I forget the words, capabilities, behaviors, and now we've finished on environment last episode, yeah? Oikos and topos, the two forms of environment, the Greek. We've done the work, we've come down the descent. Yet there's one more layer. But this layer can only be unlocked. And yes, it sounds like a video game, Super Mario Brothers or some platform game. But for the human psyche, because we think step by step by step by step, like process, particularly as men, do. We've done that. We've walked the model. We are in full alignment from head to heart. Yeah. How to be. Right. The eighth layer, fully aligned. This episode today is on the spiritual side, or as my mentor Robert Dilts calls, the Proto consciousness, right? For an academic left brain philosophy. And just for context, it was Robert Dilts who trained me, who helped me define this model as it come from his work from the logical levels of therapy, out of his NLP training, which he certified me as a master neurolinguistic programming trainer, and out of all that curriculum within that teaching, and there's a lot of it, the left brain academia from the last 50 years of it, this model stood out. And of course, I've adapted it to my life on how it's rebuilt me, and then I've put other people through it as well, and how it's made significant impacts in their life. And then I've had other coaches such as JT Fox come into my life who rebranded me from some lost life coach who cared too much about wounded men and their lives, who was giving out subliminal messaging to the marketplace that I was offering a place of safety over tough accountability, well, that uncle love. So he rebranded me into Next Level Coaching and helped me craft my coaching style, which is direct, it's no BS, it's surgical precision style coaching. It's not meandering around, it's none of the Tony Robbins stuff, yuck, which focuses around here, which is motivational and very surface level. I want to go deep. If you ever had surgery before, I know I have, I've had a gastric sleeve. A surgeon focuses on 1 to 2 points. That's pretty much my style of coaching is I laser like focus. I take that surgical approach and we work in layers. Each of these is a surgical precision approach. I'm not interested in your life story. It's not important, right? Nobody really cares about our stories unless it's important to them. If you want a place to, as my coach says, whinge or have a sook, go see a counsellor. Coaching's not for you. This is the top 1 or the 1% Stoic coaching. Okay? I want transformation. I'm not interested in making people feel good. I want people to win. If you're going to be the best home service franchisee, be the best you can be. Be the best. Be the number one who dominates your territory, okay? Who owns your space. Right? Not just another franchisee who shows up as an operator and follows the SOPs and gets some results, but an actual CEO. My tagline is to go from subby to CEO with 90 days using this model. That's it. Right? Be that number one. Today's episode, we're in alignments, we've walked the line, and now it's about who's influencing you. Okay? From the proto consciousness level. Yeah? We've arrived at the final layer, the one most people over mystify, or the woo-woo magic, or completely ignore. Call it spirituality, call it consciousness, call it awareness. The Greeks had a far more precise lens. And yes, I've got some notes here because the pronunciation is nous, N-O-U-S, or nous, higher intelligence, intuitive awareness, the faculty that perceives truth beyond surface thinking. And the other is logos, which is order, meaning, and the underlying structure that governs reality. We've probably heard more logos, which forms part of ethos. Together they point to something deeper. There is an intelligence beyond your life, and your level of awareness determines how much of it you can access. This goes beyond spirituality. This goes beyond stagnation in religion or the sanitization of Christianity and what's the other one? Islam. It's that higher layer. The Celts, if you go back in the history before Christianity and before Islam, when the Celts dominated all of Europe and when they were pushed back into the UK and England, right? The original society, they left their symbols behind. The Celts, the Celtic culture, the ancient Celts, and even the Druids. This is before Christianity. This is before Islam, right? Muslims took over. And the Romans, they brought Christianity with them, yeah? In ancient Greece, the temples were never just buildings. They were aligned. They were built with intention. Positioned to the stars, built with intention, connected to something beyond the visible. Because the Greeks understood a man can master his environment, behavior, capability, values, and identity, but if he's disconnected from nous, he becomes mechanical, efficient yet empty, successful yet misaligned. Imagine a flame. The flame moves freely, unpredictable, alive. That's nous. Now imagine the structure that contains it, the lantern, the design, the form, that is logos. Without structure, the flame burns out of control. Without flame, the structure is lifeless. This is the balance. Awareness and order, intuition and direction, being connected and being grounded. Most people operate without awareness, through reaction, through consumption. They chase and chase and chase. They build lives based on noise, not truth. The warning of it all, without nous, you cannot see clearly. Without logos, you cannot act coherently. So you end up busy, not aligned, successful, not fulfilled. Yeah, you have. Moving, but not progressing. So there's the be, do, and have model there, right? The deeper truth, this layer is not about religion. It's not about awareness of self and alignment with truth. Nous asks, can you step back and observe your own thinking? Can you notice patterns without being trapped? Can you access clarity without external validation? Logos asks, are you living in alignment with something real, or are you building your life on shifting ground? Remember, Nous and Logos is the consciousness up here. It sits here. Awareness, alignment with truth. Can only be accessed by taking the descent down, yeah? Environment, topos and oikos, which is the field we operate in. Behaviors, which is praxis and ethos, what we repeatedly do. Capabilities, techne and dynamis. Yes, I'm using some Greek words here. What you can execute. Doxa and Axioma, values and beliefs. What you think is true and important. Virtus, who you are, which is your identity. Dominion, which is how you influence. And Aeternum, what endures, or the mark of the immortal. This top layer governs everything beneath it. That's right. If awareness is low, you build on unconscious patterns. You repeat cycles. You mistake noise for truth. If awareness is high, you see clearly, you choose deliberately and intentionally, and you align everything beneath it. Write these questions down. Are you aware of the patterns running your life, or are you inside them? Do you make decisions from clarity or from reaction? Are you building something meaningful or just something impressive? In other words, performing. And if everything external was stripped away, would you still know who you are? Let that land, write them down, answer them. Yeah? Nous is awareness, Logos is alignment. Nous lets you see, Logos lets you act in truth. Without them, everything below becomes distorted. If your entire life is a structure, what's it built on? Noise, expectation, conditioning. You are what you repeatedly do, right? Or go deeper. Something true. Something that doesn't move when everything else does. Because this is the highest level of the Arete descent than ascent. You are no longer chasing the growth. You are aligning with truth, and from that place, everything else becomes inevitable. That's right, inevitable. Alrighty, guys, this is the final episode of the Arete Method of what this model is. Yeah? We've covered all 7 layers plus the 8th. We've moved across from ego to soul. Right. On the next episode, I will throw some questions out and we'll put together a coaching model, which is basically the 4 questions that I ask out of my keynote, which are the top 4 questions anyway of this model that provoke the subconscious mind. Yeah, so think of something that's limiting you, or it's shiny object syndrome, a belief. Think of something, yeah? Alrighty, guys, I'm going to drop a 3-minute burnout blind spot audit below. Simple 3-minute quiz, 11 questions. Answer them without thinking. First thing that pops up to the mind. And let's book a call together. Let's see if we can work together. 3 free, no obligation, 30-minute connection call and see if we can potentially work together. And just connect. I'm just interested in connecting, learning more about you. Get to know one another. Alrighty. Like and subscribe on all major platforms, Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. And tag a mate and share this. Let's get this word out, yeah? Alrighty, until next episode, bye for now. Arete is excellence in just being. This is the future of just being. Bye for now.